Well, Christmas shopping in Kilmarnock must have seemed a distinctly appealing alternative for Killie fans as they suffered a feckless performance. Not even a manager to direct their anger at. United were superior in every department, and little surprise when Shell Olofsson headed home from a couple of yards in 22 minutes after a long-range missile from Maurice Malpass crashed off the underside of the crossbar. Olofsson rubbed it in 6 minutes after the interval with a low header on the end of a delightful cross from Andy McLaren. That ended the contest, such as it was. Substitute Gary McSwiggan should have made it 5 minutes from time. Well, at the other end, I don't think United's new keeper, Steve Dykstra, had one save in 90 minutes. I think that says it all. The final score, Kilmarnock 0, Dundee United 2.
So full time at Rugby Park.
Now, of course, it's been a traumatic week for Kilmarnock with a change of chairman and manager. Bobby Williamson took his seat in the dugout as caretaker boss.
It became clear early on that United were looking the likelier side to score. Meldrum only palming away the corner to Zetterlund. Kilmarnock having to defend in depth. Now the first goal in the moment of truth for Maurice Malpass and Shell Olofsson. Who was the scorer? The United skipper launching a terrific drive. Comes off the underside and the Swedish striker is there to claim the goal. Now the replay shows that Malpass, the shot does not cross the line, so the goal is for Olofsson. Kilmarnock really had a bad afternoon. They were struggling to find any kind of rhythm and they were giving away silly balls like that one, but Neil Duffy couldn't capitalise. In fact, Kilmarnock's only chance is coming up now. It came from this free kick from MacPherson, Gary Holt's header, but held at the second attempt by new signing Steve Dykstra. The second half was just 6 minutes old when United struck again to finish off the match. Great work there by Andy McLaren, getting around Kerr and Lauchlan and providing a super cross for Olofsson. 2-0 Dundee United. It's good work by Andy McLaren on the right. But look at that cross, that was a brave header there by Olofsson. And really United should have gone on to score more. You'll see the space here given to the substitute Gary McSwiggan. McLaren finds him on the left. He's got all the time in the world, but no one there to get on the end of the layoff. McLaren and McSwiggan again involved here. Good run by McLaren. McSwiggan in space. Surely he'll score, but he skied it. That's how it finished. 2-0 for Dundee United. Kilmarnock at the bottom.
All eyes before the game at Rugby Park on Kilmarnock's caretaker manager Bobby Williamson, but by the time the reports were being written for the Sunday papers, it was all about Dundee United. Great shot here from Maurice Malpass, and there was Shell Olofsson to put United into the lead. A great shot it was from Maurice Malpass, beats the defence and the goalkeeper, comes back off the bar. Olofsson there to put United in front. And he added to his tally in the second half. A great run here by Andy McLaren, beats two defenders, gets the ball across, and that's a brave header from Olofsson to give Dundee United the points. 2-0 United, Kilmarnock now bottom of the table. Yeah, and here's some more Monday morning papers. The front page of the Winner in the Daily Record. The Killie Fields, it's murder for Scotland's newest manager. That's Bobby Williamson suffering a 2-0 defeat at home to Dundee United. And on the back page of tonight's Edinburgh Evening News, it's no-go Jacko.
Alec Totten departing. And on Saturday afternoon, beaten 2-0 by Dundee United. The first goal falling to Shell Olofsson after a great strike by Maurice Malpass. And it was the Swede who scored goal number 2. 2-0 United.
The board met today to consider applications for their vacant manager's post. They hope to name Alex Totten's replacement next month, and it could be caretaker boss Bobby Williamson. And the new chairman at Rugby Park hopes whoever gets the job will lead them into Europe.
A last-minute Danny Lennon goal heralded the end of Alex Totten's two-year reign at Rugby Park, because 2 days later a new chairman took over and sacked the manager. When Kilmarnock were champions of Scotland in 1965, their top goal scorer was Ronnie Hamilton. He's now the chairman. He denies that he expected Totten to match the feats of Willie Waddle's side.
I mean, I think you've got to be ambitious in life. I don't see that you can be criticised for being ambitious. We don't want to be ambitious of our so-called station, if there is such a thing. But having been involved with Kilmarnock over the years, I've seen spells in the 60s and 70s where Kilmarnock were one of Scotland's leading clubs. Now, I know some things have changed since then. we have a much stronger Rangers and Celtic combination. But the factors are all there. We have all the things in place here. It just needs that missing small factor in the realm of a manager to spark the whole thing off again.
As a player, Bobby Williamson starred for Clydebank, Rangers and West Brom before heading to Kilmarnock 6 years ago. The Rugby Park reserve team coach is now the man in the dugout as caretaker boss. He wants a job for real.
But you've got to give it a go. I mean, I've not been forced in position. The club asked me to take over caretaker, and I was happy to do that. It's a great honour. I'm proud to be a manager, caretaker manager at Kilmarnock Football Club. I'm just giving my best shot, David.
In his first game in charge, Williamson's side lost, but he still sees plenty of potential at Rugby Park.
A couple of results and everything changes, David. I was looking at Rafe Rovers' position a couple of weeks ago. They were down there and they were languishing 5 or 6 points behind teams. Now they're back above us, but that's the way the Premier League always goes. It's dog eat dog, and I know if I can keep the boys buoyant and get them in the right frame of mind, we can get back up there.
And if Williamson is the man to replace Totten, his chairman has big ideas for him.
And there's no reason why, with this missing ingredient, we can't take off to the next stage, which would obviously, I think, better achievement in the National Cup competitions, entry into Europe by whatever means through one of these, and better achievement in the League too.
And Williamson stays in charge of the side until at least the new year. That's when the board will announce the identity of their new manager.
Yes, Kilmarnock now 4 points adrift at the foot of the Bells Premier Division. At the top,
Williamson is preparing for his first test as Kilmarnock's caretaker manager after Alec Totten's sudden departure. He's been given the chance to turn around Killie's fortunes and stake his claim for the full-time job. Forbes McFall has been talking to him.
Well done, Sam. Brilliant. Keep it going at that. Keep it going at that. Yes, we'll go right foot, Billy. Right foot, change it. Well done.
Successful as Kilmarnock's reserve squad coach, Bobby Williamson has suddenly found himself in charge of the first team. Tomorrow's home game against Dundee United, his first test. As a Kilmarnock player, Williamson had a sharp eye for the chance. Now hoping he can lift his club from the foot of the table and earn his managerial credentials.
It's a bit early to come in and change things radically. I'm just going to try and keep the boys ticking over and going along the same lines. I felt we've been playing quite well. We've just not been getting the breaks and probably lacking a wee bit of consistency from certain players, but it's up to them. It's their livelihoods. They've got to go out and make their own luck in this game, and hopefully we can get a result.
It's a big step up from being a reserve team coach to being a manager of a Premier Division club, isn't it?
Yes, of course. You can't buy experience. You've got to learn on the way. And the only way to learn experience is being experienced, really. So they've just got to give us a chance, and hopefully I can prove it. Tommy Burns, when Tommy was here, he had no experience of being a manager, but look how well he did.
But the new Kilmarnock chairman, Ronnie Hamilton, and his board may yet seek a big-name replacement for Alex Totten. They won't say how long Williamson might stay in charge.
There's no set time. We've tried to make it very clear that we did not want to place any great responsibility on him in terms of games. And he'll be given, I say, every opportunity, and that means there's no given time spell for that to be achieved.
So does he have a chance of getting the job on a full-time basis?
Yes, he has a very good chance.
The Kilmarnock players now with their third boss in as many years.
I think being a previous player at the club and with all his experience playing, Bobby can relate to the players really well, and he knows what to expect from us and we know what to expect from him, so it should be a good partnership.
In the town centre, Kilmarnock's young fans back Bobby Williamson.
He's done a good job with the reserves over the last couple of years, but it's, without any money I can't see us getting them any better.
He believes in the club, he's a great supporter of the club. I think he'll do well for us.
There's an ambitious look to Rugby Park these days. The fans, the board, the players impatient for success. But for whoever becomes manager, survival in the Premier Division will probably remain the name of the game.